During dinner with my parents, my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. Get up and leave now. Don't say anything to your parents. I didn't know why, but I followed the instruction. And that's how the truth began to unravel. The very next day, the police were at my parents' front door. The strange part was how ordinary everything had felt moments before. I wasn't expecting affection or warm hugs, but I also wasn't braced for anything alarming. Looking back, that's what made it dangerous. When life feels routine, you lower your guard, and that's when you're most vulnerable. I had walked in to hear my mom calling cheerfully from the kitchen. We're just about to eat. Come in. It felt like I had shown up late to a friendly get-together. My dad stood when I entered the dining room, but just a fraction too slowly, hesitating, unsure if we were doing hugs or sticking with a polite nod. We nodded. My sister was already at the table, scrolling through her phone with the same detached disinterest she'd perfected years ago. She glanced up for half a second to acknowledge me before returning to her screen. That didn't bother me. I wasn't there to impress anyone. The table was neatly set. My chair had been pulled out, and a glass of cranberry juice was already waiting, exactly like when I was younger. No festive twist, no garnish, just plain juice. My mom smiled in that rehearsed, too perfect way. You still like cranberry, right? She asked. I nodded, even though I hadn't had it in months. Now wasn't the time to correct her. We began eating. The meal was simple: chicken, potatoes, green beans. My dad acted like he enjoyed it, though we all knew better. Conversation stayed light. How's work? Still in the same apartment? Traffic's been terrible lately. I answered politely, even laughed when my sister told a story about a co-worker getting stuck in the revolving doors at her office. Not because it was funny, but because I knew how to keep the peace. I'd always been the quiet one, the dependable one, the one who didn't make waves. Halfway through my dad's usual rant about road construction, my phone buzzed again. I glanced at it under the table. The message was short, clipped, ending each sentence with a period as if the sender was trying to stay calm but urgent. Get up and leave now. Don't say anything to your parents. I froze, reading it twice. The scene around me carried on. My mom nodding at my dad, my sister chewing silently. Yet something in me knew this wasn't a joke, a wrong number, or a scam. I'll be right back, I said, pushing my chair back. Bathroom. No one questioned it. No one even looked up. I headed upstairs, choosing the bathroom with a solid lock. Sitting on the edge of the tub, I called the number. One ring, then a voice. You're still there? Who is this? It's Mark. My sister's boyfriend, or maybe ex. Hard to keep track. What's going on? I asked. His voice was tight, urgent, like he was speaking from somewhere he shouldn't be. You need to leave. Just get up. Walk out. Don't drink anything. Just go. Don't drink the juice. I swallowed hard. I hadn't touched the juice. Why? I can't. Just trust me. Please. What is this, Mark? Why are you? Please just get out. Not until you tell me why. He hesitated, then said something I can't repeat. I didn't answer. After the call ended, I sat there, feeling the chill from the tiles seep through my clothes. I realized I had a choice, and I'd already made it. Being the older sister never came with a title or a ceremony, only a weight you carried. Do you want me to also make this sound more like a thriller with higher tension and sharper pacing? That would make it hit harder. It was quiet, unspoken, and constant. We were 3 years apart, and even as kids, the pattern had already begun. Our parents gave us $5 each week. I saved mine. She didn't. Within days, hers would be gone, spent on gum, glitter pens, or whatever small treasures elementary school currency could buy. Then she'd turn to me, and before I could answer, the adults would step in. She's out of money. You still have yours. Don't be selfish. It wasn't an official rule, but it became the rhythm of our lives. If I saved, I was expected to share. If she overspent, I was expected to make it right. By high school, I had a weekend job at a pharmacy, just enough to buy my own jeans without an argument. She didn't work. She was younger, and no one expected her to. But if she wanted something extra, I knew how it would go. She really wants to see that movie. She doesn't have her own money yet. You do. Essentials were covered by our parents, but anything beyond that was handed to me as my responsibility. When I left for college, I thought I'd finally escaped it. I was busy, broke, and 2 states away. She was still in high school, and for a while, it felt like I'd bought some peace. But after graduation, when I landed my first junior developer job, modest pay, basic benefits, just enough to cover rent and loan payments, my parents acted like I'd struck gold. The requests came slowly at first. Could you help with her enrollment deposit? Books are expensive. She's really stressed. She never asked me herself. She'd ask them, and they'd relay the request. At first, I said yes. I thought earning a paycheck would make helping feel lighter. It didn't. The more I made, the more they wanted. It never felt like my money. Then there was the drinking. In my early 20s, I learned the hard way that alcohol and my body don't mix. Half a drink would knock me out. Once, 2 sips of wine had me blacking out. Since then, nothing. My family knew this. But accepting it was another matter. Come on, just 1 sip. Don't be boring. It wasn't about the drink. It was about how easily they dismissed me when it didn't fit what they wanted. A couple years later, I got a mid-level promotion. It wasn't huge, but it meant something to me. I called to share the news. My mom's first response was, "That's great. How much are you making now?" That was followed immediately by, "Do you think you could cover your sister's semester abroad? She's so excited." No congratulations, just another ask. So I stopped saying yes. I didn't announce it. I didn't deliver a grand speech about boundaries. I just stopped. No more just this once. No more acting as the family sponsor. I might still grab her a coffee occasionally, but that was it. The silence that followed was deliberate. No calls, no texts, just a cold quiet that still felt loud, as if they were punishing me by staying away. Weeks later, the silence broke. "Your sister needs help. It's serious." They gave me a number, $12,000, but no explanation. Only that she needed it, I could afford it, and I was her sister. I refused. They kept pressing, so I called her myself. That's when the truth came out. She'd been gambling. She'd lost, and now she owed money she couldn't repay. In her field, finance, getting caught would ruin her. "If people find out, I'm done," she said. I asked if it had happened before. She stayed quiet, and I didn't need her answer. I told her, firmly and completely, no. Not now, not later. Not at all. I reminded her I'd been bailing her out for as long as I could remember. But this was different. I wouldn't do it. Not this time. Not ever again. She called me cold, said I didn't understand. Maybe I didn't. Or maybe I finally didn't want to. After that, they cut me off completely. 3 weeks of silence. Then slowly they drifted back. A meme from my dad, a backyard photo from my mom, a random TikTok from my sister without a caption. Eventually came an invite. "We're having dinner. Just the family. Hope you'll come." No mention of the money. No apology. Just dinner. I convinced myself they'd finally accepted my decision. So when they asked me to join, I said yes. Mark's tone had a strange flatness to it, like all the emotion had been pressed out, but I could still hear the strain beneath. "It's the juice," he murmured. "I think they put something in it. Maybe alcohol. Maybe something else. Whatever it is, they want you to pass out." The room was heavy with quiet. The white tile floor gleamed under the slow sweep of a ceiling fan. And somewhere downstairs, silverware clinked faintly. I didn't answer right away. "Why?" I finally asked. A pause. Then low and certain. "They want to unlock your phone. Use your fingerprint." I lifted the glass, tilted it just enough to catch the light, and smiled like nothing was wrong. "Tastes the same as I remember," I said. "But I didn't drink. Not a drop." A few minutes later, I glanced toward the window and said casually, "Did someone just pull into the driveway?" Every head turned. While they were distracted, I slid the glass under the table, tipped it, and let the juice seep into the carpet, just enough to make it believable. It vanished quickly into the fibers. I leaned back, feigning a sudden heaviness. "Just feel a little strange tired," I said. My mother's face softened instantly, her concern almost tender. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah, just a bit woozy. Think I need to lie down." No hesitation. Hands were on me, guiding me to the couch as if I were something fragile. A blanket settled over my legs. I closed my eyes, breathing slow and steady, willing my racing heart to stay quiet. She asleep? My mother whispered. Yeah, she's out, my sister replied. All right, my father said. Let's do this fast. I heard my phone being lifted from the table, and then worse, fingers curling around my hand, gently prying my thumb into place. The pad of my skin pressed to the sensor. A faint vibration. Unlocked. It was the ease of it that unsettled me. Their quiet teamwork, the lack of hesitation. We're in, my sister whispered. Soft tapping followed. Routing number? My dad murmured. She's got everything saved, my sister confirmed. How much are we taking? My mom asked. Not all, my dad replied. Just enough to settle it. Settle what? She won't even notice, my mom said. If it goes through, she'll think she did it herself. I told you, my sister added. She always blacks out after a drink. We just needed her asleep. There it was, plain and ugly. All three of them in on it. More tapping. Then my sister again. It's asking for a code. Code, my mom repeated. Two-step verification. My sister muttered. She changed it. A sharp exhale from my dad. Try another app. More tapping. Then silence. Same thing. Everything's locked. A beat passed. Then my mom said, just put the phone back. They did. No guilt. No doubt. No words. I kept my eyes closed, my breath steady, and waited, giving them time to settle back in, convincing themselves nothing had just happened. I blinked my eyes open, sat up slowly, and stretched like someone waking from a light nap. Sorry, I said. Not sure what that was. It felt like I'd blacked out for a moment. The way they looked at me, you'd think they weren't sure who I was anymore. You sure you're okay? My dad asked. Yeah, I said. I think I just need some fresh air. I picked up my phone, holding it casually, like it hadn't just been used against me. Actually, I should probably head home. I've got an early start tomorrow. They didn't argue. No offers to walk me out, no awkward attempts to delay me. Just a soft practice chorus. Thanks for coming. Get home safe. Let us know when you're back. Like nothing had just shifted into something we couldn't undo. At the door we hugged, my mom, my dad, my sister, one after the other. No one planned it. It was just habit, muscle memory. But as soon as I felt it start, something inside me cracked. My mom's perfume, my dad's familiar jacket, my sister's hand brushing my arm, all normal once, now tainted. The weight rose in my chest, almost enough to make me cry. Almost. This is it, I thought. The last hug. After tonight, there's no going back. I stepped away, forcing a smile like I wasn't breaking apart inside. Thanks for dinner, I said. They smiled back. I opened the door and walked out without telling them what I knew, without asking what they'd put in that glass. I kept silent. What they didn't know was that I'd already done something they'd never expect. I didn't block them from unlocking my phone. I made sure they could. My fingerprint access stayed right where they thought it would be. But I changed something else, my bank security. I set up proper two-factor authentication, the kind they couldn't fake with my thumb. If they tried to move money, it would stop them, log it, and leave proof. Then I activated an audio recording, not the kind with an obvious red light or visible app. Nothing they could see. I know how to make tech invisible. It's what I do for a living. So while they thought I was out cold, trying to help themselves to my accounts, they were recording every word and every action. By the time I sat back at the table that night, I was already 3 steps ahead. The next day, I drove to the police station like it was any other errand, steady, calm. I parked, stood in line behind a man arguing about parking tickets, and then told the woman at the desk, I need to report a crime. What kind of crime? She asked. They drugged me, I said, and tried to steal from me. I have proof. She blinked. Do you know who did it? Yes, I said. My parents and my sister. Her expression froze. She led me to a quiet room where an officer listened without interrupting. I played the recording. He sat through the whole thing before asking, do you understand what they were trying to do? Yeah, I said flatly. They wanted my money. I showed him the timestamps, the bank activity logs, and sent him the audio file. He took notes on a computer that looked ancient. "This is serious," he said. "I know." He asked if I was safe, if I had somewhere to stay. I told him I'd already left. It was my first police report, but I wasn't scared. Not anymore. 2 days later, my phone lit up constantly, texts, calls, voicemails. My mom's message came first. "Did you actually report your own family? What is wrong with you?" I ignored it. My sister's voicemail followed, her voice trembling. "It was just a mistake. You made it worse than it had to be." Then my dad's call. Straight to voicemail. "You think the cops will fix this? You're going to destroy everything. You don't do this to your own people." I replied once. "You drugged me. You tried to rob me. That's not family, it's a felony." Then I blocked every number. Mom, dad, my sister, group chats, emergency bypasses gone. I changed my phone number, froze my credit, rewrote my will. It didn't hurt like I thought it would. It felt like finally being able to breathe. They didn't fight the charges. Not with the audio, not with the bank records matching perfectly, not after the detective listed the offenses. Attempted fraud, biometric misuse, conspiracy, administering a substance without consent. They got a year of probation, fines, community service, and a no-contact order. No prison. But their reputation took the hit. I heard later, through a cousin, that they sold the house to cover debts and legal costs. No one else in the family said a word. I saw my sister once in a grocery store. She was stacking paper towels in a store vest, eyes fixed on the shelves. Either she didn't see me or pretended not to. I walked past without a word. Heard later her boyfriend had left quietly, weeks after the truth came out. Now no more texts asking for help. No group chats. No guilt disguised as obligation. I work, I sleep, I open my fridge knowing everything inside is mine because I bought it. Cutting ties wasn't cruel, it was clean. So tell me, was it too much or not enough?